Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Stubbs here. Welcome back to another GT6 project drifting episode. And this episode I decided to do a car that you guys have actually told me to try and do. And that's a pickup truck. You guys wanted to see either a truck or a pickup truck or whatever you want to call it. So I decided to choose this, the Toyota Tacoma. After I've tuned it, it looks like this. Again, not a lot of tuning options available for this car, but I tried to do something kind of interesting and a little bit different, because I actually am going to use this car for a future video, which I will left unnamed. So let's get on to the setup. On the setup, as you can see, it has 661 brake horsepower and weighs 1,493 kilos. As you can see, I've also added a little bit of weight just so I can get this 50-50 weight distribution going on. Now in the suspension, you're also going to see that I have lowered the car fully because I actually wanted this to be as low as possible just because the way it looks. So that means that I had to pretty much just work around that little bit there, because if I, let's say, if I, raise the suspension a little bit, and if I mess with the camber and toe and all that stuff, because it was so hard to actually get this thing to be a proper drift car if I lowered the suspension fully. Like, I didn't notice until now, like, how much of a difference it makes. Like, I raised the suspension on a different on a different setting, and it worked just fine. It can drift just fine, but if you lower it all the way, it's a huge deal to basically leave the car a little bit raised, because if you lower it all the way, you're gonna have a really bad time trying to tune this to drift properly. So basically the way it worked is I had way too much torque, way too much power going into the wheels. The suspension couldn't cope with it at all, so basically I ended up just constantly keep spinning out all the time. So basically I had to pretty much change my driving style to drive this thing. Now, it isn't the best car to drift in, not even close to being the best car to drift in, or truck, I guess you can say, but it's, once you get used to it, it's still sort of alright, and you can still sort of drift with it, as I've done in this video. Now, this lap wasn't even perfect, or even close to being perfect, but I can drift it, and it is possible to drift this with lowered all the way without any sort of proper spring rate, because, as I said, once you lower all the way, there's like no travel in the suspension or anything, like very little travel. So you're pretty much just working with the tires and the body of the car. So that's pretty much it. So it was a challenge to do, but it is for one of my future videos. So hopefully you guys are gonna enjoy that as well. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video as well. If you have, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and that's about it for me. And I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.